let's continue on the storylines from this past week of small school football. This one comes from Northern State in the NSIC, and you'll see right here the headline. You don't see it on the screen, but it says Northern State adds Division I transfer at quarterback. And Mike Schmidt, the head coach down there, he announced the signing of Daniel Britt today as in this is the 23rd when this happened, so it's a little while ago, but it's been just a few days, about 4 days since this happened. But Daniel Britt, he's coming from Northern Arizona University and Montana, so he has seen time at a couple different Division I institutions, and I think what's kind of actually interesting about that fact is, for those of you who follow small school football and Division II, I guess, coaching cycles, if you will, the former head coach from Pittsburgh State, and I'm going to blank on his name right now because that's just the timing I'm on today, he is moving up to Northern Arizona. He's already up there. And now you have this D2 coach who comes up, and now you got the quarterback, or probably not the starter, but a quarterback from that team making his way down to Division II, which is an exciting deal for this Northern State squad that, has kind of been at the middle of the road at NSIC. They've struggled, but they have certainly surprised teams at a few points along the way. The quote from head coach Mike Schmidt says here, "We are thrilled to announce the signing of Daniel Britt. He's a talented and proven quarterback with winning DNA. His mobility and accuracy make him a dual threat option for Coach Hine in our offense. We look forward to what he will bring to our team." He says here, "We had transfers to enhance our roster. We have no doubt that Daniel will help out our football program." I tell you right now, I don't know Daniel, never seen him play in my life. He's probably going to help out your football program. Dude's probably a talented dude. If he's played at two of those squads, we know what Montana's done, and he's been a part of that squad. Northern Arizona hasn't been held in that same regard, but Montana's a team that, anyone who knows FCS football knows about Montana. So Britt is originally from Las Vegas. He spent 2 years at Montana, one with NAU. He's 5'11", 190 pounds, kind of fits the bill of a prototypical maybe D2 quarterback, right? And dude just has not seen a whole lot of playing time at either of his last stops. And I'm assuming that prompts the move down to Division II to Northern State to play in the bank over there in South Dakota. Absolute fantastic stadium, if you saw it when I pulled it up there. But a guy who had all the accolades coming out of high school. Excited to see what he does with this Northern State squad that, again, like a team that's been kind of middle of the road and just hasn't succeeded maybe in the way that they want to. But you talk about the NSIC conference as a whole, Minnesota State, Bemidji, Augustana, like these are teams that have just been rolling as of late, and it's hard for a squad like Northern State to really get out and get above. They were 5-6 last year, again with some quality losses. Bemidji State, Minnesota Duluth, Winona, Moorhead had a really high-powered offense last year. And then you look at teams like Wayne State over in Nebraska. Like there's some really tough squads in this conference that they've been competing against. I think this is a great get for them. And if you look at their quarterback production in last year, meaning 2023, this past fall, pulling it up here because I don't remember. I'm not great with like numbers off the top of my head here. But what you'll see is they had a really split bag, right, from Northern State. There wasn't maybe one guy that was doing it all for them, and they're hoping, I would assume, that this Britt can step in and kind of be the face of that offense over there for the Wolves. You had Colton Hackle, Jacob Van Lindenham, and Anthony Vespo. Three of them all attempted over 80 passes last year, with Hackle attempting 152, so he certainly had the majority of the reps. But there are three guys with over 80 pass attempts in 1 year, and that's something that you don't see very often at any level. As I say, at Division II level, you don't see that very often. So for these three guys to all kind of have an interesting role there with the team, Hackle, the one who did lead in that respect and had the most passing yards out of all of them, he's only a redshirt freshman. So that'll be interesting to see how that kind of shakes into the equation. The second one, Van Lindingham, was a grad student, so I'm assuming he will be gone. And then Vespo is a junior. So let's assume, if I don't know, the otherwise, let's assume two of those three quarterbacks are coming back. We'll see if Britt goes in there. He's still got to compete for the job. See if he earns that outright job over there for Northern State. That will be an interesting one. But before we wrap up with my last piece on transfer talent in D2 football, we're actually going to go over and jump down to the D3 scene with Logan Hansen, talking about his predictive models and analytics.